Welcome to the Obviously Rare podcast. I am your host, Michael T. Porter, and we're going to hang out today, y'all. I got some good stuff for you today. For those of you who just found the podcast, just found the channel, you can also check out my other YouTube channels, Michael T. Porter Music and Michael Skits and Stories. Also check out my Spotify podcast at 250 Gemstones Culture Podcast. All that will be in the description below. I hope y'all doing well. If you guys like to support me and all that I'm doing, Cash App, $ Michael US. I got to get all of that money. I need that. You need it. I need it. Let's stop with the BS. Today we got a show. We're going to get into how men believe that they can handle women all on their own strength, on their own merit, on their own perception about how to go about relationships and marriage and things of that sort, right? And women as well. Both parties will need the strength and wisdom of God. See how certain entities trying to stop what I'm talking about? Hold on, y'all. Look at that mess. Are we good now? Are we good now? There is a rapidly surge. There's a whole bunch of domestic violence going on, especially in America. I don't know about the other countries throughout the world, but in America, it is jumping because a lot of people are jumping into these relationships without the power of God, without the mercy of God, without the love of God, and they're quickly finding out that without God, it's nearly impossible to have a healthy relationship. Without God, it is impossible to have a healthy relationship. Give it up to God in all his glory. I ain't doing that. Well, I do a little bit of preaching, a whole bunch of teaching. No, I'm doing both. How about that? Because there's a lot of people out there that believe in love. There's a lot of people out there believe in love, but my question is, which love do you believe in? Which love do you believe in? Do you believe in the God's love or this worldly love, this fake, phony, egotistical love? That's the whole thing. A lot of these people are jumping into these relationships, maybe just a hookup, maybe the man or the woman never had intentions to go the distance. They just wanted to get inside the bedroom. They just wanted to knock boots. They're both in agreement. I don't see myself being with you. And the woman said, well, vice versa. But I have urges based on how my anatomy is set up. I got to squirt. This lady talking, I got to get this squirt off. And the man saying, I got to get this nut off. So they swapping bodily fluids, right? And when you start tapping into that, say if the woman's real pretty and y'all start clicking, y'all started off wrong. Y'all started off saying, I don't love you. I have no intention to be with you, but the sex is good. Y'all only click in the bedroom. Y'all only seem to be interested in each other when it comes to getting some booty. How shallow, how the hookup culture, how risky. Imagine having a baby with this person. It was never rooted in love. It was never rooted in consistency. It was never rooted in longevity, compassion, support. Booty. Booty is powerful. A lot of people underestimate the power of booty. A lot of people underestimate the power of the vajayjay. Very powerful. But a lot of people still believe in love despite the hookup culture, despite all the STDs out there, despite all the deceit, despite all the devious people out there, all the selfishness out there. And I'm one of the people, I still believe in love. I believe in God's love. I believe in God's love. I believe in that real love, the love that's going to get you through, the love that's going to help people endure, help couples endure all the hard times, right? That's the real love. And it takes the strength of God to get through these things. And I don't care how much experience a man has, especially for the men, because we are the leaders, right? So it doesn't matter how much experience you have. It doesn't matter how much um, knowledge you have about women and how they operate. You're going to need the strength of God to make sure that relationship reaches its peak and that peak maintains itself and make sure that that relationship goes the distance within the confines of how God describes a healthy relationship, how God describes a marriage, right? Because women today, especially in America, like I said, I don't know about all the other countries, but in America, these women are hard to handle because their minds and spirits have been flooded with all kinds of ideologies, from A-wording their own children, reproductive rights. These women don't even see a problem with taking the life of their own children. I want you to think about that. These are the type of women we have to deal with. We don't have to deal with them, but these are the type of women that exist in America. They have no problem. They don't see nothing wrong with terminating their pregnancy, their miracle that's grown in their stomach. There's a disconnect, an emotional disconnect. They just becoming more heartless. If this is what I'm saying, if a woman can do that to her own child, I don't want that woman around me. If you don't have, because you're the first one the baby builds a relationship with. So a mother, what all this ties into how God sees women, nurturing mothers, protectors of the children, right? When the father's not home, the teachers of the children. It was an honor to have a child grown in the stomach. This is the mindset. They say get rid of it. That's crazy. And they don't lose any sleep over it. Their own miracle, their own child, something that came from God. That's crazy. They want to sleep around, and this has been going on since for a long time, dotting it up, holding it up, bopping it up. And in the whole premise, well, men can do it. How come we can't do it? So if all the men start putting their finger in the toaster, you gonna do it too? That's what I'm saying. Women are they're not meant to lead. That's why mainly this message is for men, because you cannot handle these women without the strength of God. Even if she's aligned with God, just let's say she's on your page. Let's say her mind is right, her spirit's right. You're gonna need the strength of God to go to work. You need the strength of God to push yourself to continue to lay out plans every day or weekly or monthly. You're going to need the strength of God to continue to hold up your family, hold up your little tribe, right? You can't do it on your own. And it's okay to admit that you can't do it on your own. It's okay to get some help. And I think a lot of this stuff comes from, as far as people not leaning on God. I think people just, not all, but I think people have gotten so untrustworthy, not just of God, just untrustworthy of people and everything in this world. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the globe, but America's in bad shape. There's a lot of good things going on, but I wish it was highlighted more, all the good things that's going on, but it's a lot of bad, a lot of corruption over here. There's a lot of corruption. Look at Eric Adams out there in New York. The New York mayor got his ass locked up. Got his ass locked up. Elections going on right now. Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. Everybody's up in arms. Everybody's depressed. Everybody is frustrated. How are we going to pay rent? How are we going to pay this? The rent keep going up. Property taxes going up. Everything's going up. And it supersedes the wages. A lot of people just not in the mood. Just if you let it, the things that we see, it will shape your mind. But you have to be positive. No, you got to be positive. You have to understand that this world is what you make it at the end of the day. But we do understand that we can't ignore that it's happening. We can't ignore that people are getting evicted. We can't ignore that people can't afford to put food on the table. We can't ignore the ideologies and the twisted and wicked indoctrination of our kids, of the masses, adults too. We can't ignore what's going on. We can't ignore all the negativity. That's what I'm saying. We can't ignore all the negativity that's going on around up in here. We can't ignore it. We can't ignore it. It's all around us. Even with all that, people still believe in love. People still believe in God like myself. But a lot of people just don't trust nothing. Don't trust the news. Don't trust God. Don't trust nothing. And then everybody's like, I rely on myself. I just rely on myself. I'm gonna get through by myself. I'm gonna push myself, which is good. But when I'm starting to see, from my own experience, you can't do it alone. It's okay not to do it alone. Why do it alone? Life is short. Life is already hard, and people, go through like I do it by myself. I can raise a family by myself. I can handle my woman by yourself. No, you cannot handle your woman all by yourself, even if she's aligned with you, because you have to continue to pour inside of her. So let's check out some verses, because I think marriage is a triangle. Respect that triangle between man, woman, and God, right? Man, woman, and God, respect that triangle. So we'll go through a couple of verses according to BibleLife.com. 44 Bible verses for marriage, wedding vows to marital bliss. And nowhere in here it says that marriage is rooted in legalities. There's nowhere rooted in how your marriage is not based in contract. It's based in a covenant, which includes God, right? It's based in a covenant, not a contract within the United States. Your marriage, because the laws of marriage were established long before the United States even existed. So a lot of people believe your marriage doesn't really begin or is not official unless you sign on the dotted line. No, your marriage was official when you poured poured out your heart in the altar. When you and your husband poured out each other's heart at the altar in front of God, in front of witnesses. When you guys vowed to love one another through the power of Christ, God, and the Holy Spirit. That's when the marriage officially began. Not with no funky piece of paper. Not with no rings either. It's your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit. Whether you are preparing for your wedding ceremony, for celebrating your 50th anniversary, these Bible verses for weddings and marriage provide godly wisdom on how to love your spouse and maintain a healthy relationship. They serve as a compass guiding through the joys and challenges that come with this sacred union. Just as Jesus Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, so too are we called to love our spouses sacrificially, reflecting Christ's love in our everyday lives. From verses that celebrate the power of love to those that offer guidance on commitment and forgiveness. These are the words that a lot of these couples don't have. Power of love. Power and love, very important. Power of love. Keyword, love. To those that offer guidance, a lot of relationships don't have that. Commitment, a lot of relationships don't have that. And then one of the biggest ones, forgiveness. Each one carries a message that can help illuminate our journey together. So whether you're about to say I do or looking to strengthen your marriage, these verses are a source of inspiration and guidance for every stage of your journey together. Bible verses for weddings. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. Let's pause right there. Let pause right there. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. It keeps no records of wrongs. All throughout the relationship, you ever have a woman and she's always bringing up when you cheated on her 5 years ago. Now she's bringing up when you cheated on her 10 years ago. Now it's 10 years. That was 10 years ago. She's going to always hold on to that. We're going into the 15th year and your old lady is still bringing up what you did when you guys were in high school, when you cheated on her in high school. This was before you were married. She always loved birds, little puppies sniffing on each other, sniff, 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 all up on each other's butt, sniffing, exploring each other. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to explore new life. She was so in love with you. She ain't never had a man so good to her, and you broke her heart because she believed in you. But you were a youngster yourself. You were a kid yourself, young man, young woman, 18, 19, between, let's say, 17 to 19. You're trying to figure out yourself. You're trying to figure out life, and she's still bringing this up. 15 years later, that's what you guys are 34 now. Now you're about to hit your 40s. Baby, that was 21 years ago I cheated on you, and you're still bringing it up? I cheated on you 21 years ago. I want y'all to really sit there and y'all let me know, am I crazy? Or is that woman crazy? You're still keeping records of your husband's wrongdoing, something that he did 21 years ago. And a woman today, I don't know if it's a woman nature. I can say today, this is a woman's nature to hold on. And a lot of you women need to let it go. Guys will forgive, but a guy will, most men forgive. But if you do it again, that's when a man gonna have to step and do it 2 or 3 times. But that all it takes is one time for a woman. All it takes is one time for a woman. Woo! A lot of couples, they won't be able to grow because they won't let it go. Because they won't let it go, because they won't let it grow, they won't allow each other to grow. It does not dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. A lot of people are selfish and you're only getting with a man for the money. A man only getting with this girl to bust her down because she's phenomenal in the bedroom. She's absolutely great in the bedroom. She's pretty. She does all the nasty things for you. And that's the only reason why you guys self-seeking, seeking your own desires, going after your own desires through this person. You're seeking, what can I get from this person? It's all about me. Gimme, 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 gimme. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. This is a real love, y'all. Not this Disneyland, Walt Disney type of love. This is real love. You have to put in that work. Just forgiving. These right here, keeping records of wrongdoing and all of this stuff. Everyone is important. I can't even pick it apart. Everyone, where's that forgiveness? I think it was up here. Forgiveness. I forgive you. I forgive you. And a lot of people won't forgive because of their ego, because they are proud. Love is not proud. A lot of people are prideful in their relationships. Ooh, go on to Romans. I ain't gonna read them all, but please get some good juicy ones out. They're all good. They're all good. Love each other with genuine affection and take delight in honoring each other. It's all about respect, honor. When a man walk out the house, he represents his wife, and vice versa. When a wife walk out the house, she ain't supposed to be walking out with her boobs out and her booty out. She ain't supposed to be walking out with a fishnet, showing her cookies, letting everybody know she's up for sale. And a man ain't supposed to be out there cheating on his wife, slapping on her. Genuine affection, take delight in honor. It's supposed to be honored, support one another. I represent you, you represent me. I'm going to protect you as a man, and I'm going to be submissive to you as a woman. Honor one another. I take this marriage serious. It's a covenant. It's a bond. It's a union. I'm going to honor you, baby. I represent you. Ephesians, be completely humble and gentle. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep in the unity of the spirit through the bond of peace. A lot of these people can't sleep with one another. A lot of these folks, they they go to bed angry. There's no peace in that household. This is real love, and it can only come from God. Especially fellas, you need the strength of God to handle his daughters. It goes through you first. You the leader, fool. You are the leader. There's couples that can't even go to sleep with one another without having there's a spirit working in their house. There's a spirit working through them that won't allow them to mature, that won't allow them to get back to the foundation of the relationship. And it's all about God. It's all about honoring God too. Forgiving one another, being patient, being humble. Going back to that pride, it's all about me. If you don't do what I say, blah, 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 ramming, all that arguing, that's all that pride and ego. Be subject to one another out of reverence for Christ. See, I just said that too. I didn't even read that. I didn't even get to that part yet. It's all about Christ. When we're married, we're representing Christ. When we're married, we're representing God. The world is watching. Oh, those Christians, they married. I couldn't tell. She out there sleeping around. He out there sleeping around. It becomes a joke. And then the marriage loses substance. And then people don't really see the benefit of marriage outside looking in. See, there's an outside world. The people that still believe in love, there's an outside world of people that still believe in love, and they're looking for an example. When you get married, you are a reflection of God. You are a reflection of your husband, and vice versa. A man, you are a reflection of your wife. But your union represents God. And if people can't see the love, you have not only let your marriage down, you let God down, and you have let down all the people that's looking for love, looking for guidance. You know, it's in the Bible. It's very important that we understand it from a Bible perspective, but to actually see people getting married, and it's possible to have a healthy marriage. It's possible to have a healthy family. So every time married couples act a fool, it becomes a joke. Marriage becomes watered down, and this is where we at today. This is where we at today. I'll read a couple more. Let's see. It's still Ephesians. Wives, be subject, and this is the thing that's going to sting, and this is where men, you're going to need the strength of God to rule over your woman. She is not your equal in every aspect of life. This is where the division, not the division, this is where the roles come in as husband and wife. This is where the foundation comes into play. This is where the hierarchy comes into place. Ephesians 5:21-33. And a lot of feminists don't like this. The LGBTQ don't like this. The people that worship the Baphomet. No pushback. We're not bashing over here. If you are part of that community, do what you got to do. My channel does not bash nobody, but I can disagree, especially if I have facts, and I can give my opinion. Respecting the platform, once again, there is no bashing over here, but I will point out the truth. I will stand with God, and I will shine some light on all the souls who's trying to navigate through this world. You have to go through God, Christ, and the Spirit. This is the correct teaching, not the teaching of the LGBTQ and so on and so forth. Wives, talking about God's daughters, his daughters who already has said I do and they're already married, be subject to your husbands. Well, I guess wives, I think he's talking about women who, so this can be women who are already married. He's reminding the wives their roles, and this is an example of women who look to get married, what to do when you are a wife. So women who are about to get married, looking for marriage, and women who are already married, this applies to everybody, all the women. Wives, be subject to your husbands as you are to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, just as Christ is the head of the church, the body of which he is the Savior. Just as the church is subject to Christ, so also wives ought to be in everything to their husbands. They're subjected to their husbands right here. Right here. There's the hierarchy. Wives, be subject, read again, to your husbands as you are to the Lord. So not only is she subjected to her husband, she is subjected to God. For the husband is the head of the wife. He's in charge of the wife. He is the provider. He is the protector. He is the leader. He is the father-like figure to her. The one that she's able to run to. The one she's able to put her, lay her head on. He is the one that she can run to, and when the world is beating her down, she can rest her head on his shoulders. He is the pathway. Your husband, that man in that household, you are subjected to him. He is the head of you. He is in charge of you. Ooh, they don't like that. They don't like that. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her in order to make her holy by cleansing her with the washing of water by the word, so as to present the church to himself in splendor without a spot or wrinkle or anything of the kind. Yes, so that she may be holy and without blemish. So he's comparing God's daughters, married or unwedded, not unwedded yet, they're not married yet. Love, he's telling the God's sons, the husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. So what he's saying is, especially right here, in order to make her holy by cleansing her with the washing of the water by the word. So what he's saying is, like Christ loved the church, the significance of the church, how the church is everything to Christ. Our wives is everything to the husband. We have to nurture them. We have to protect them. Going back to honor, respect, forgiveness. Marriage is a hard thing in regards of not hard to love the person. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff through human perspective, through human capability. These capabilities on how to love someone, discipline, not cheating, fighting temptation, forgiveness, not being boastful, not being prideful. Men are the head of the wives because their job is to bring her to Christ and remind her that Christ is alive. Remind her that Christ is working through him to bring her heaven here on earth and prepare her for heaven in the next world. It gives her hope. There are good men out there, and she'll be grateful for her husband, just like she'll be grateful for Christ and God and the Holy Spirit. And this understanding, these experiences will be passed on and passed on. That's the whole point of marriage, is to pass on God's name, to pass on God's intentions, to pass on all the wonderful things that come with marriage. So in order to do all this, it's through the man to make your wife holy or holier. It's through the man to continue to pour into his wife. It's through the man that he has to cleanse her of her chaotic self. It's through the man that he has to do all these things, and you need the strength of God to do this. Read a little bit more. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as they do their own bodies. I read this so many times. He who loves his wife loves himself, for no one ever hates his own body, but he nourishes and tenderly cares for it, just as Christ does for the church, because we are members of his body. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. This is a great mystery, and I'm applying it to Christ and the church. Each of you, however, should love his wife as as himself, and a wife should respect her husband. I take the word respect before respect ever came up. Ephesians right here. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as they do their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. When you really love somebody, you want the best for yourself. Like if I want the best for myself, I want the best for myself mentally, spiritually, physically. I want to pour that into my wife. I want to pour that into my wife. This is a great mystery. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and will be joined to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. Well, how can we even though we're one flesh, that hierarchy doesn't change. And this is where a lot of people get it confused. Even though we're one, because of our union, because of the respect we have for each other, because we're upholding the intentions of marriage, having each other's back, respect, forgiveness, we're building financially, we're building spiritually, we're building mentally. We're committed to one another. We love one another. The hierarchy doesn't change once we become one. The hierarchy does not change once we become one. And this is where a lot of people don't. Well, we're one. Being one, that's what the mystery is talking about. How can we be one, but does not mean we're equal? We're one, but we're not equal. We're equal, but not in every aspect. Just to going back and Deuteronomy, women cannot wear. So does that mean since we're married now, I can wear your clothes and your husband cannot put on your heels? No, because we're still different. And we still have our roles, which are tied into the foundation of marriage. So to uphold all of these things for a man, as the word is saying, once again, that is you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool how they broke it up. BibleLife.com. If we are one. If we're supposed to be equal in everything, that means God will be pleased with me wearing your clothes. We're not equal. I'm still a man. You're still a woman. We're one within our promise to one another, our covenant. We're one because of our spiritual ties to God, Christ, and the Holy Spirit. We're one because our source comes from the same place. But God made us stronger than women. God made us the leaders so we can pour onto God's daughter because they're designed to be poured into. Even look at their bodies. That's why they have holes, right? They're designed to be filled up. They're empty, and it's up to the man to fill them up. Physically, bedroom. It's our job to fill them up spiritually, wipe their tears, have their back, bathe them if you have. Women like to be bathed by their husbands, by their boyfriends. Bathe them, feed them, take care of them. And in exchange, ladies, respect your husband. See that word, respect? Put some respect on your husband's name. Put some respect on your husband's name. That's what the word says. A lot of these women, because of this masculine energy that they're pushing on American women, and because they believe they're equal, they feel that that's a opportunity to disrespect men in as a whole, and disrespect their husbands, disrespect their boyfriends, disrespect their fiancés. That respect has to be there. That honor has to be there. And it's through the man. You are her ruler. You guys are one in spirit. Notice how it said we're one in the flesh. We're one in the flesh. Make sure I get that right. We're one in the flesh. His wife and the two will become one flesh. But that doesn't mean we're equals in every aspect. We're equal in a lot of aspects for our day-to-day operations. A man work hard, he provide. The women work a little bit, take care of them babies. Very simple life, very simple. But the devil like to stir stuff up. Each of you, however, should love his wife as himself, and wife should respect her husband. Gotta have love there. Gotta have love. We become one flesh. And this is a great mystery. So we're one, but we still different. We still have our roles. We still have our obligations. We're one in the flesh through marriage. And he said, this is a great mystery. How can we be one, but we're still different? How can we be one, but we're not equal in every aspect of life? Keep saying every aspect of life because women think we're equal in leadership. They think we're equal in strength. They think we're equal in our roles in their families. They think we're equal in our roles in war or even protecting our own household. They think we're equal in all of these aspects, and we're not. We're not equals, but we're still one. So there's a lot of mysteries, a lot of things you got to analyze. But once you have the spirit, once you have the great understanding of what's really going on, then you understand, men, it's your job to rule over your wives, your girlfriends. Hopefully you get married, but it's to rule over her with God's love, with how God see it. And God's never wrong. A lot of people still looking for love, and this is the only way you do it. That whole, oh, there's somebody special and waiting for me. God made somebody specific for me. Hey, that's between you and God. Hey, I don't know what God has for you, but I know whoever is on your side, this is the greatest decision that you'll ever make. This is the greatest decision that we will ever make. Because I'm not married yet, but this will be the greatest decision I'll ever make because I'm doing good. I got a fan base. I love y'all. Y'all love me. I work all day. I'm feeling good. Still young. Still getting it in. I have all these dreams and things I want to do with myself. God's pouring all this love on me. But what if I get with a woman who don't see love how I see love? She's trying to love me or try to convince me to love her with this artificial, superficial love that's being pushed upon us in society. Society's view of love. What does she want me to love her? She's beautiful, big booty, nice rack, pretty face. She talk a good game. She get a great personality, but she wants me to love her with the worldly love. What I'm going to do? I'm going to tell her, kick rocks. You're going to have to kick rocks, baby. You're going to have to kick rocks because I don't want the rocks to be big because her little heels, she's going to be hurting her toe all day. I want the rock to be a nice size so she can go outside and just kick that rock down the street. I want that rock to be, fair to her feet, be fair to her little boots, to her little heels. Kick that rock all up and down the street, baby. Get on out of here because I can't love you with that type of love. Now that I know what love consists of, and especially I can't even love you. And the God's love is much more simplistic than this worldly. This worldly love is nothing but confusion. People can love what they want to love. There's no rules. Just make me feel good. Make me feel good. Where in the Bible says love, this is what people are searching for. Somebody to make them feel good all the damn time. This is what people are looking for. Somebody to give me that thrill, that chill, blow my back out, tell me them good things all in my ear 24/7. Give me money, especially women. Give me money, blow my back out, tell me I'm the most special woman, make me feel special. All we just now you read all the verses, but those critical verses, they're all critical, but the ones that did read, where did it say God calls man and woman, husband and wife, to make each other feel special? And I'm going to leave it there. Y'all let me know what's really going on. Worldly love, God's love. God's love always wins. See how it's structured. See the structure in God's love. See the honesty in God's love. See the truth, forgiveness, commitment, all of these things. Men, you cannot do it on your own. No matter if she's a little thotty, trying to change her ways, or a woman has already changed her ways. She's trying to align herself with God. She's mature. She's growing. Even no matter what, all of these things must be in play. Respect, all of that. All it goes through you, men. Pour unto God's daughters. They're the weaker of the species. Even though we're one in flesh, we're one in spirit, they're still the weaker of the species, and you treat them as such. Like I say time and time again, if you don't pour on that masculinity, if you don't pour on all the good things that God has laid out for us to do, call us to do as men, as husbands or future husbands, she's not going to respect you. See that thing, how I read about respect? She won't respect you if you ain't putting that masculinity on her, if you ain't pouring God's love onto her, if you're not ruling over her. 250 capital G. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the obviously rare, because we're rare. We're gemstones, baby. Diamonds, emeralds, sapphires. We are hard to find, but once you find us, they never want to let us go. They never want to let us go. They never want to let us go. Get off me. I'm a diamond in the rough. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But y'all flood my comments. Let me know. Y'all be safe. Take care. I'm gone.